Mindfully Spiritual. Here you will find some messages from Spirit. Generally, they are readings for the collective, for your spiritual journey and your healing journey. You can find me on other social media at Mindfully Spiritual Empath on TikTok, How Mindful on Instagram, and Cheryl Gillespie on Facebook. All right, I hope you guys had a good weekend. Let's see what Spirit has for us today. We have fogged in, go slow, take time. Go slow, take time. Valiant courage, take action with passion. That seems familiar too. And the last card is a narrow pathway. Tread thoughtfully. All right, so this looks to me like we definitely want to do some slowing down. You want to get some fogged in. We have to go slow because, again, I think I mentioned this before. You know, when you're fogged in, you can't really see ahead of you, and so you want to take the time to make sure that you're not going to bump into anything. And valiant courage, it takes valiant courage to start on new paths, to be on this spiritual journey. Not for the faint of heart, definitely. A narrow pathway, that would be another reason we want to go slowly, is because we are trying to go through a narrow pathway. I get like the narrow pathway of birthing, so my guess is that there is something like that last narrow pathway before we head out into the world. That's what I'm getting. So let's see what the rest of the story is. Two of Pentacles for unconscious, Knight of Wands, Seven of Swords, Page of Cups, Ten of Wands, Queen of Swords, oops, Queen of Swords, Judgment, Queen of Wands, Two of Swords, Eight of Swords, oh, Nine of Swords, goodness. All right, can I have a clarification for the Nine of Swords, please? Thank you. Okay, let's see. Can I have one for Judgment? Thank you. Lovers. And let me have one for Two of Swords. Thank you, thank you. Aye, Tower and Seven. Okay. Okay. So the unconscious is Two of Pentacles. You are currently in the flow, trying to stay in the flow of the universe and juggling, stretching your resources, using what you have, keeping things as much in balance as you can. I always like to imagine that Bosu ball where you don't become stable. You sort of have micro adjustments that keep you stable. That's what I think of when I think of Two of Pentacles. And then we have, you are empowered and you are ready to move forward. You've got quite a bit of passion and courage and excitement, and you're inspired. But it looks like you're trying to get away with something. You might be trying to get away with something. Sneaking away. So you don't want to be impulsive when you're moving forward, right? This gives us the information to go slow. So even though you are the Knight of Wands, you want to keep in mind that you are not moving too quickly, and that when you are moving, you want to have thought things out before you just rush forward. And you're not going to get away with any kind of sneaky thoughts. You're not going to get away with trying to walk away and let this go. That's not going to work. You are going to, so the challenge is that there's some sneaky, something you're trying to get away with, some sneakiness. And you've got some good beliefs around how you're going to move forward. You're pretty charming, charismatic, you're ready to move forward. You have a flair for the dramatic. And it looks to me like, again, this keeps coming up a lot. There's some messages that you are not receiving, and you are just totally missing it. So you want to be careful and keep an eye and ear open, and all your senses ready for messages from Spirit. There's also, there's also some inner child healing, some inner child beliefs. There are some inner child beliefs. There's some inner child beliefs that are taking away from you, that are trying to some inner child beliefs that basically don't serve you, that you had to somehow be sneaky or manipulate in order to get something done, and that's not true. You get to move forward with full authenticity, and you are struggling because the issue here is rooted in all the different burdens that you've picked up. It's rooted, like you are ending that cycle of those burdens and of all those inner child beliefs that are blocking you, because recently you've gotten very clear, it looks like to me, on where you need to go. You've gotten some clarity around these burdens that needed to be dropped as well. Now, this is saying that very soon you are going to be heeding the call. There's a crossroads. So it is clarified by the Lovers, but really this is about being in alignment and hearing the call from Spirit to move forward and do as you're asked. And you are going to heed that call. You're in alignment. You're going to move forward. You are really this confident, empowered woman or being who is connected to intuition, is able to be seen publicly and actually enjoys that. And it looks to me like the environment's a little rocky that you're in. There is a choice that you have to make, and that choice is fated. It is so the Tower is a fated disruption, or disruption. So this fated disruption is coming, and you want to be, as this says, you want to be treading carefully. You want to be thoughtful about this decision, and that you need to take a look at anything that you have been, holding on to, any beliefs that you are holding on to about making a decision. Like sometimes we have beliefs that, if there are two choices and I pick one and that doesn't work out, then it was the wrong choice. That doesn't make it the wrong choice. That just means that choice didn't pan out, and not everything pans out, right? So you can't see failure or not having success as a mistake. You can see it as a learning place, right? A learning point where we look back at our progress and we can take what's working and take out what isn't. So you want to really be aware of this choice that you're making. This looks to me like the action that you have been taking is the Eight of Swords. Obviously, we don't want you to do that. That's really being tied up by these thoughts, not being able to move forward, blinded, that kind of thing. Can I have one more for Eight of Swords, please? Please. Oops. Thank you, Empress. Okay. So the Empress is the epitome of divine feminine. So, and she is the creator. She's the one who gives birth, right? She gives birth through that narrow canal. And so as you move forward by taking action, taking something that you're passionate about and moving forward, you're going to still find that you've got a lot of anxieties, but what's important is to keep going forward. Keep moving forward. Be diligent, disciplined. You want to make sure that you are making plans and that as you move forward, it's a slow, right? Slow progress. Yes. You know, one of the ways that you're going to ferret out some of those beliefs of that inner child is, you know, write the choices down that you have to make a choice from, and list things that come up, any word that comes up under each choice, and see which one of those is going to be something that is going to be fruitful and bring forward, that something you feel you could be committed to, dedicated, and move forward, because it looks like you are going to be creating with divine intention. Okay. All right, guys. Not guys. Anyway. Okay. Let's do obstacles and blocks right now, please. Can I have some obstacles and blocks? Obstacles and blocks. Yep. So Six of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the Fool. You need to simplify things. The Six of Cups is about inner child. There may be some nostalgia. So there may be something that you're nostalgic for, but that's blocking you. So that's something you want to think about. Your power is coming from within, not from the things you've done, but from who you are. And you want to be compassionate with yourself, compassionate with others. If you are not being self-compassionate, it's a block. And this looks like you may, again, you know how it said to release the old beliefs that aren't helping you. The Fool does that. The Fool actually, in the case of being a block, it means that you are maybe being careless and not really focusing on what you want the outcome to be instead of the steps that you need to take. Because if you're overly focused on the result, then you're not really including life as it is, because shit comes up all the time, right? And we have to readjust. And if you are focused too much on the end result, then it might be that Spirit's trying to bring in something better than what you can imagine. But because you are focused only on that goal, you're blocking that energy from moving forward. Does that make sense? Okay, actions and advice, please. Ten of Wands, Seven of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so, excuse me, watch where you're going. You might want to, you want to make sure that you look up, because even if you are focused on that goal, you need to be doing the steps that are coming every, one at a time. So you want to get rid of the burdens. You want to be straightforward. You cannot be trying to get away with something or sneaking or in any way focusing on negative thoughts that don't help us, thoughts that are just attack our worth or make us feel bad about ourselves. That's really important. And take care of yourself. We think about self-care as this foofy thing, but self-care is Queen of Pentacles. Self-care is very practical and reliable. Like, we are more reliable when we take care of ourselves consistently, when we don't put ourselves last, when we don't try to get around something, when we understand that what we have to offer the world, we have to take care of this being, this body suit and beingness, to be able to offer to the world. Oh, and consistently, be consistent, right? I said that. Okay. Messages from your higher self. Eight of Swords, Six of Swords, and Knight of Swords. Again, I'm gonna caution you to not be impulsive. Also, well, I'll say that after, but so the Eight of Swords, it's time to stop procrastinating. It's time to stop binding yourself up and putting off what you need to do. This is a transition time, and you can transition out of the old thoughts and move forward into new thinking that serves you. Be careful of moving too quickly, impulsively, or in an angry state. So you are going to have some fast movement. This movement is, once you get to this narrow pathway, things will be moving forward. But you do want to be careful. Tread thoughtfully. That's a big one. Tread thoughtfully. Okay. All right, peeps. That's it. Till the next time. Have a great one.